Governor, you got a second? Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing the school.
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be, of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
to
everything
fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally, you know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
Completely useless.
I would do whatever I can.
This governor doesn't do anything to save California from wildfires. He's faking a call with President Biden right there. And he's a tool. He should resign immediately.
Julie, that footage of the reporter who is also a mother confronting her governor was really interesting. Something to see.
That woman has gone viral, and for very good reason, because she is representing thousands of Californians who want to say the exact same thing to their governor. Why are we in this position? Why are we so concerned about housing illegal immigrants and, protecting sanctuary cities and DEI when this city, Los Angeles, and all the surrounding areas have not been prepared properly for this? And I feel so sorry for all the residents. And it's not just the rich. As Jonathan Hunt pointed out earlier, there are the middle class. This is a reality, a wake-up moment for the state of California and certainly for the Democrats that are running that place.
And there seems to be a bit of a...
He's 100% right about this. The Democrats have been doing nothing to fill California fire hydrant with water, and let's hear this.
If it is true that Gavin Newsom is the absolute blithering idiot that I believe he is in the way he has handled fire management in this state again and again and again and again, this isn't a wake-up call. This is the kind of thing they have tribunals for, where they try people and say, you had an oath of office to perform certain duties. When you're the fire chief, this isn't a social justice exercise that you're in charge of. This is you getting water to areas that need water because there are fires in 100-mile-an-hour winds burning houses to the ground. I watched on a Ring camera a guy have to sit and watch his pet burn to death. Those things.
That's very sad to see the situation that they are in right now. I hope everybody stays safe, but Gavin Newsom should do better.
It is time for change. Gavin Newsom is a terrible manager. He is the Justin Trudeau of California. He's horrific. And obviously, people should want to make a change and hire somebody else. But I think it goes the other way. I think they're so tired of the rhetoric and the policy and the taxes and the mismanagement. Just watching that woman talk about, it's all over the internet now. Where is the water pressure in my fire hydrant? To Gavin Newsom, and he says, it's a local thing. You can't say that when you're a politician. You have to own the problem. He doesn't even understand that. Time for him to get removed from office immediately.
Immediately, time for him to take responsibility. Finally, Gavin Newsom should resign.
The governor should resign. People are dead. Homes have burned. It is not your first rodeo. It is not. And when you know that you have a state that is prone to fire, and I'm going to give it to you. You've got global warming. You have literally a tinderbox. Isn't this the part where you take the highest income tax, highest sales tax, highest gas tax, and rebuild the infrastructure? I'm sorry. And the reason for me this is super serious is because this guy wants to be your president.
It's sad to see he's never going to be president after such a catastrophic failure, honestly.
You lived in California for nearly 5 decades. Have you ever seen anything this bad?
No, I haven't, and thank you for having me, Liz. Gavin Newsom should go back to the French Laundry and have a nice cocktail and retire with Karen Bass. Look, at 5 decades, 46 years I lived in California. It was a great state, and I'm not blaming just the politicians. Liz, the culpability has to go to the Hollywood community, because all those stars in Malibu and all those executive producers and all those directors and all those people, and I feel terrible about the loss of house, that everyone of homes and their personal possessions. That's a terrible thing. No one wishes that. But they, for decades, have sniffed up the smell of the left wing in America. And they've done this to Hollywood. They started with crime. We had 2 years of our cities burning, and Hollywood was beating the drum for whatever it was, for wokeness. This is where Gavin Newsom was trying. Larry Elder should have won that election, and Rick Caruso. But most of the Hollywood community didn't go for Rick Caruso. Back in the day when I first got there with Sinatra, and you had Jimmy Stewart and John Wayne, and you had a lot of big stars that were conservatives. So it was balancing out. Johnny Carson would have talked about the problems.
I agree. Gavin Newsom should have never won the election in California.
Message from you to Governor Newsom or Karen Bass tonight?
Spend less on hair gel. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, what can I say to them? Not big admirer of either, but there you go.
Now, Mel,
But less on hair gel is completely useless. Gavin Newsom is completely useless.
That it's so crazy that we have leaders that are reactive rather than proactive. I mean, it really emphasizes what I tweeted yesterday about issues of competence. And I think that's when we're really concerned. We don't elect people with great operational competence.
It's never when one thing is...
Yep, complete incompetence, if you ask me. That's what I believe. And here, let's hear this.
To make matters worse, Governor Newsom, when he came into office, started claiming that he was doing forest management, but he wasn't telling the truth. An investigation by Capital Public Radio, the local NPR affiliate, found that Newsom had exaggerated the amount of forest management work that had been done, the number of acres treated. He'd exaggerated that number by a staggering 690%. So our political leaders in California have allowed millions of acres to become overgrown and have thereby left our communities in a vulnerable condition.
Yeah, this is Kevin Kiley, who accuses Gavin Newsom of lying about forest management. And here we hear the same thing from President Trump.
We're giving billions and billions of dollars for forest fires in California. There's no reason for those fires to be like they are. They're leaving them dirty. It's a disgraceful thing. Old trees are sitting there rotting and dry. And instead of cleaning it up, they don't touch them. They leave them. And we end up with these massive fires that we're paying hundreds of billions of dollars for to fix. And the destruction is incredible. So I think California ought to get their act together and clean up their forests and manage their forests, because it's disgraceful. What's happening should never happen. I go all over the country and I meet with governors. The first thing they say is there's no reason for forest fires like that in California. So I say to the governor, or whoever's going to be the governor of California, you better get your act together, because California, we're just not going to continue to pay the kind of money that we're paying because of fires that should never be to the extent. They were telling me in a couple of states, I won't even mention their name, it's like a flash. Some grass will burn. It'll be over in minutes. They'll lose 2 acres, 3 acres at the most. They won't even lose that. And here we are with thousands of acres and billions of dollars every year. It's the same thing every year. And they don't want to clean up their forests because they have environmental problems in cleaning it up. It should be the opposite, because you're going to lose your forest. You'll lose it.
Why is there no water in the fire hydrant? There is water in the north, there is water in the ocean, there is water everywhere, and still nothing in the reservoirs. It's sad. And this is Gavin Newsom
What is
reaction.
the situation with the water? Obviously, in Palisades ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have this.
Local folks are gonna figure that out, he says. This is pure incompetence. He's a tool completely useless, if you ask me.
A system that's not dissimilar to what we've seen in other extraordinarily large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity, or whether it just be the complete overwhelm of the system. I mean, those hydrants are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's going to be determined by the local.
What is the situation with the water?
His political career is completely over right now. Let me know what you think about this. Thanks for watching and staying with me to the end. I appreciate you being here as always, and click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye bye.